We're just at B&Q, we're going to go get some materials and then we're going to build something awesome. Stop a little bit now just in case there's children about. Oh no! What? The car's not big enough. It is. Oh, look at that. Fix it right. Alright, so if you're wondering why we went to B&Q, and believe me, I question why we go to B&Q every time we go here, but it is the only sort of place that's not Travis in Chelmsford, even though it's shit. We've come to buy materials to make a kitchen for the X Trail. It's going to be awesome. Right, here we have the back of my X Trail. And them two big black boxes, the one on the right is my food preps and the one on the left is the kitchen stuff. I think what I'm going to go for is to build the kitchen right across the front, the back of the boot, and then get everything else behind it. I'm going to have the left hand side of the kitchen for the food preps, right hand side for cooking equipment, and I think this is just going to be one of them things where we keep making it till it works. And for anyone that's interested, it's a 2005 T30 X Trail. Right, so I'm in the Waterhead Bladesmith's workshop because it's dark outside and there's no real point in working out there, but I would normally do this sort of stuff outside to try and keep it tidy in here, but I'll pan the camera around. I don't think it's really going to make any difference. Could do with a bit of a tidy up. I've just been to measure the car, make sure I don't make it too big, and the overall length of the kitchen wants to be 890mm or 89 centimeters. So I'm going to firstly cut everything to fit. So I've cut the other sheet exactly the same. I didn't film it because that's just pointless. Now I'm going to cut the sheet in half down the length, and I'll do the same to the other one. So what I've got here is all 6 sides of the box. And I think I'm going to have to attach a frame to the 2 side ones, and then with a frame on that I'll be able to put it all together and then work out the frame that's got to go along the length of it. As a side note, winging it is basically how I've achieved everything in my life. See, when I was working it all out, I think I made a mistake, and I've bought screws that are too long. It's alright though. I've got a grinder. 2 sides with their little frame on. I'm now going to try and attach them to the front and the back. I made a slight mistake, but I think I can get around it. Oh, I've cut all the screws off with a grinder. Alright, so this is the bottom of the cabinet, and when I said I'd made a mistake earlier, it turns out that I have. So basically this piece of timber should have come right up to the top, like that one. And what I'm going to do, because it's all glued and everything, I'm just going to glue in a piece of ply there and then screw right through it, and then cut it off with a multi-tool afterwards. Well, so here's the stove I'm putting in. There's just a, I think it was £35 Van Gogh one, but there's the hose. So I'm thinking the best bet is when I'm actually cooking, it's this side, so I can tuck the hose in with a gas bottle beside it. So that means that the left hand side is going to have to be the cupboard with all the little plates and stuff, and when everything's in transit, it's going to have to be stored up here. And that side, the right hand side, will be, you know, like the store for food. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to put a wall in the middle, and I'm actually going to cut a little doorway into this and nothing into this. Have to cut a little bit of the corners off all four corners, and then it should fit. There's the wall in. The cooker's going to sit up there whilst the car's travelling. And that's how it's going to be my food storage. I think also I'm going to try and get my chopping board up here. So I'm going to put a floor in. I just have to add about 10 mil. I'm going to take these things off and store them somewhere else. It's 10 to 2 in the morning. I've run out of screws to carry on with the frame. It is getting a bit late, and I don't think my neighbours will be too happy if I carry on for much longer. So I'm just going to pre-drill these holes where I want the hinges to be, and then that way when I cut it out, it should hang perfectly with a consistent gap. Alright, again, I've come back to the box for the kitchen this evening again, so I've got a bit more time of making noise, but I still have to be a bit considerate, I think. But hopefully I can get it built today. Picked up some more screws, should be good to go. There's the frame in place for the shelf. I just need to cut the bit of ply on it and put in a little upstand. I may have to cut the door out the front to screw that bit in. So the base of the shelf's in. I'm going to have to cut the doorway out now. It doesn't really matter, it was coming out one way or another. And it'd be quite nice to see what it's going to look like. And because I've pre-drilled these holes for the hinge, both sides of the hinge, before I cut it out, I'm hoping that this works. Also, I've doubled up the first inch. There it is, the door is attached. Put stop behind it as well. Seems to be working alright. So I'm just attaching the hinges that will be on the drop down worktop. I've made up a little sort of jig. Right, so I built the frame for the hatch worktop. I'm just going to screw it onto the hinge. I actually feel quite nervous because, you know, I've been working for 2 evenings on this so far, and if it's wrong now I might just set fire to it. Well, obviously I've got no locks on it or anything yet, but I think we can call that one a success. And the colour I'm going for is sort of like that weird sort of grey colour that a lot of builders' vans are. Is it gunmetal grey? I'm not sure. I don't know if it will pick it up. So I've been cutting in for about 20 minutes now, and I think I've worked out the reason why painters do things like cutting their ears off, because this is boring. So that's the outside of the box, the doors and the worktop all painted with one coat. This paint is actually called one coat, but I'm looking at it and thinking that's definitely 2, maybe 3 coats. But it's bare wood, so that happens. I can't really carry on now, so I'm going to call it a day. Carry on tomorrow. Right, so yesterday off camera I painted the whole box. I gave all the grey a second coat, and I've glossed the inside just with some gloss that was lying around. That's still a little bit tacky, but now I'm going to fit all the locks and then it's done. For the top lids I'm just going to use a magnet, but I think for the lid I might have to rivet the metal bit in. So it turns out I've actually not got any rivets that are long enough to go through the ply. So I'm going to screw them on and then cut the screw off when it comes through the other side. And at some point I'll mount a handle to it. So there's the cooker in the car. Fits nicely with the room down the side. Well, so now there's a kitchen in the car. I'm quite happy with how it's come out. Wolfshead Bradesmiths is a British company, so there's only one real thing to do here now, I think. Right, so it's come out better than I thought it was. I'm really impressed with it, and I can't wait to use it on some sort of adventure. Thanks for watching. Cheers.